hold of him and I push, he pushes, and we just took him to the ground. Another common response is, you guys just said, I grab a hold of him, what's he do? He pulls. So we have two options here. The first option is that I just follow it in and we go to what we call wrist weave. Okay? So for this one, why don't you guys all come on this side? Okay? Understanding what his responses are. If he pulls, we don't pull. If I push and he's pushing, I don't push again, I pull. Here's why. Can I use you tactical girth for a minute?
Absolutely.
All right, pop on out here. All right, we're gonna line up like football players. Okay, we're gonna put our hands on each other's shoulders, and because I'm bigger and stronger than you, I'm gonna push you off the mat.
Okay.
It's not a trick. I'm not gonna move out of the way and make you fall. You're just gonna try to push me, and I'm gonna try to push you.
Okay.
Okay? So you guys got it? All right, ready, go. All right. Now, we're gonna hold each other's wrists. No tricks. I'm not letting go of you and making you fall on your ass. But we're gonna like tug of war here. I'm gonna pull and you're gonna pull. Ready? Go. You guys understand that when you push, and you pull, attributes win, and I don't get to pick those. There's no weight classes on the street. I don't get to pick that stuff. So understanding what his responses are. So if he's pulling, I should be pushing. If he's pushing, I should be pulling. Okay? So now let's go back into a response. Okay? If he pulls here and I pull, how often do you guys see this occurring? Because we're pulling. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So if he pulls, what should I be doing? Pushing. So if he pulls, I just push. Now, my fist just drops. My wrist is going to be about where my handcuff would be on my own wrist. I don't want it too far in. I don't want it shallow. So I push. My hand drops. Okay? Now, if your hand is over top, it doesn't matter because when he pulls in, I just rotate my thumb up. So the first thing I want to do, if you like the over top grip, when he pulls in or pulls, you're just going to rotate your hand over. Now, what if he pulls so fast I lose it? I know where it's going. I just know where it went. I just changed. So now once I have that grip, I make that fist. My outside elbow rotates over the top. My elbows tuck in. The biggest mistake here is we stay out like this. If I stay out too far, okay, there's this unoccupied space he can start to defend or free his arm out. But when I tuck in and I put my head inside the hole, okay, I've taken away all the unoccupied space. Now my takedown, my first option is the same as I just did, but with a much stronger grip. I drive to affect his base. If he drives back in, I put his hand on the mat. Okay, now I'm gonna break him down, okay, and start to work into a top position. If he lands on all fours. If he lands on flat, you go right into a low mount. If he lands on his stomach, what do? And the reason I say that is, look, if I'm trying to affect his base and I go to pull him down and he starts to like defend it and start to come up, yeah, all right, like can I go backwards? Sure, now I'm right into another position that we just worked before. Or I go into my leg drag position. If you don't get it on the first one or two down and he's posturing back, you have such a strong grip now. I'm not even going to affect his leg, okay? But I have such a strong grip just to punch towards the ceiling. If he wants to go that way, posture up, and now I'm pulling again. Do you guys understand where pulls everywhere? So if he's pulling, where do I go? Up. Now I affect his base at the same time. I can do that with the inside of my foot. I could do that with my knee, right? Now, maybe he goes down and he starts to posture up. I go foot sweep, he recorrects. Boom, right back down again. I just go opposite of him. I force his defense into breaking his own posture. Okay? But that grip is super strong. One more time on the grip. Okay? I have thumb up. If my thumb's on top, what do I got to do as he pulls? Rotate so my thumb's on top. As that rotates, I just drop my hand over top. Don't spill your beer. This isn't wrong. This isn't wrong. But in police work, we don't count on pain compliance. But pain compliance can be a bonus. This sucks sometimes. And if the guy's like, okay, my fist is up allows me to get pain compliance versus my fist sideways. If he does, I can walk him into custody standing. I don't have to take him to the ground. Okay? So I come in, I get my thumb up, okay, and he's like, okay, put your hands behind your back, both hands. Now I control both hands and go into cooperative cuffing, okay? If not, then I can work my takedown situations. So let's work some wrist weave takedowns. Going down. If you're partners, let's go 5 going down, and then 5 where you're gonna go try to posture up away. You guys can try to counter it with it. If you go to counter and he then overcorrects, then just go right back down. Just beat him in the sequence. If he's in a defensive dilemma of just defending, you're gonna beat him if you're going ahead of him. If you're in an offensive dilemma, offensive sequence, he's got to at some point change that. If he stays in a defensive sequence, you should be winning. That's why you want to always stay in an offensive sequence. That's why when people call this defensive tactics, I don't like that word. It's not defensive. Sometimes we have to be offensive. Okay? We're being offensive because it's dangerous for us to be defensive the whole time. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go. 1, 2.